Hi, my name is Patty Reed, and this is speech number 4, the persuasive speech. Every day around the world, tragedies occur that are unavoidable. Siblings burying siblings, spouses burying spouses, children burying parents, all of them dying before their time. What is the leading cause of these preventable deaths? Is it malaria? Tuberculosis? AIDS? Each receives a great deal of media attention, along with hundreds of millions of dollars in funding, and rightly so. But there's another deadly epidemic that kills more people than these 3 diseases combined. And until recently, it received almost no public attention: tobacco use. That was an introduction from a Newsweek article that the mayor of New York City, Michael Bloomberg, wrote, voicing his concerns about smoking. Over the next several minutes, I will talk to you about why smoking should be banned and maybe even illegal. Think about it. The leading cause of preventable death is smoking. Smokers lose approximately 13 to 14 years of their life to smoking. The Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids website states that nearly 400,000 people in the U.S. die every year. That's approximately 1,100 per day. It's amazing how people who smoke seem to forget that smoking is not only affecting themselves, but everyone around them. Whether it's their families who have to deal with the physical and emotional toll that smoking takes, or just a passerby that has to deal with the secondhand smoking effects. The Tobacco-Free Smoking Kids website also states that 50,000 non-smokers die each year from smoking-related illness and exposure to secondhand smoke, while 15.5 million children are exposed to secondhand smoke. What is the best solution to this problem? Cigarette and tobacco use should be banned and even illegal. It should be banned from all public buildings, outside of public buildings, and in cars that have children and passengers in them. Here are some reasons why I think this. It is known worldwide that smoking causes death. Why should someone legally get to kill themselves? We as a society put people in psychiatric wards, and we stereotype them as crazy if they want to do harm to themselves or anyone around them. Also, there has been a big outcry over assisted suicide, when this is essentially what cigarettes and tobacco products do. So why are cigarette and tobacco use legal? People smoke knowing all of the horrible things that are doing to their bodies. And there's a few things I'd like to show you. The first thing is emphysema. This is a chart of what emphysema looks like in your lungs. The first picture is a healthy lung. It has a few black spots, but that's from breathing smoggy air. The second picture is a lung with emphysema. It shows the damage caused by emphysema. There's hollow bubbles where there used to be healthy lung tissue, and it's essentially all black. The third picture kind of just zoomed in on the second one. And the second thing I'd like to show you is arterial sclerosis. which is hardening of the arteries, and it causes heart attack and stroke. And smoking can greatly increase the effect of this on your body. The first picture is a healthy, smooth, normal blood vessel. The second picture is a hardened artery. You see it's rough and bumpy. The third one is a picture of a black artery with cholesterol, which is a fatty substance. Smoking worsens these conditions. People smoke knowing that each drag they take on a cigarette is one step closer to an early death, and yet they do it anyway. Do they stop and think of how their husband and wife will feel having to tell their children that one of their parents is gone due to cigarettes? No. Do they think of how their children will feel and how their children will cope losing a parent to cigarette smoking or tobacco use? No. Do they think about how much money and all of the years they're losing all up in the air because of cigarette smoke? No. Instead, they think of the instant gratification and the excuses of why they can't stop smoking. A few of these are: if I don't smoke, I'll be grouchy. I'll gain weight. I don't smoke that much. I need a break at work. The kids are really getting on my nerves. The prescription the doctor gave me is way too expensive to fill. I think you get the point. I've heard them all before. You see, my mother is a smoker of almost 30 years, and my husband has smoked for nearly 8. If knowingly letting people kill themselves isn't a good enough reason to ban smoking, then the skyrocketing cost of healthcare is. In a Time magazine article, Scott Haig writes, "Tobacco use is a major factor driving the increasing cost of healthcare in the U.S., said a statement by the Office Management and Budget, and accounts for over $100 billion annually in financial costs to the economy." And we wonder why it's so expensive for healthcare. Speaking of the economy, here's an interesting statistic from an article on MSN.com. That article states, figures from the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids assert that smokers cost the economy $97.6 billion a year in lost productivity. That is based on the number of working years lost because of premature death. There's a few more other statistics that I'd like to share with you specifically for the state of Indiana. Adults who die each year from their own smoking, 9,700. Non-smokers who die each year because of exposure to secondhand smoke, 1,240. As far as the monetary costs, the annual healthcare costs in Indiana directly caused by smoking, $2.08 billion. And the resident, state, and federal tax burden from smoking caused government expenditures, $567 per household. The Medicaid part, that's the things covered by the state for smoking-related costs, $487 million. And also, I just wanted to share quick a few things for the whole country in the United States. The total annual public and private healthcare expenditures caused by smoking, $96 billion. And also the healthcare expenditures solely from secondhand smoke exposure, $4.98 billion.